This was from February 15.
Right.
10 days ago.
10 days ago, right. So an interesting article came out, and I have the lovely Pammy from Suffolk on the line here. Can you basically talk about this article a little bit? Because it is absolutely critical to our 5G lawsuit.
Right, because they were using the SafeNet, the First Responder Network Authority that allows all of these agencies to work together. The DA put out this press release, and
right.
It was against these 31 alleged Bloodhound Brim gang members
right.
in Suffolk County.
Right.
There was our Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney working with the Nassau County
right.
District Attorney Donnelly working with the U.S. Marshal, working with the Sheriff's Office.
Right.
He's using all of these law enforcement
yeah, let me just interject. District Attorney Tierney is a part of the 5G lawsuit where we subpoenaed that agreement and the Judge Meyer, refused it. Now he's saying there's a stay on all discovery, okay? But look at these 31 murderers.
Right.
Now, we don't have a cleanup going on in Connecticut, but you certainly do in New York.
Because he has a gang violence task force.
Right.
That he works in conjunction with all of these agencies. Because, look, I mean, it's 31 people.
Yeah, and look.
103 indictments? Was it 103 people?
Yeah, it's more than that, I think. But here we go. The first person on the list is supposed to be orchestrating this entire thing from inside jail.
In Victorville, California.
Right, from California.
So New York.
Right. Here's a guy from Hempstead. Here's a guy from Copique. Right?
Yeah, they all lived. Yeah,
Riverhead. Right. Bellport.
Bellport.
Right. Murder. Right? Felony.
Yeah, they're all shootings, yeah.
North Amityville, Hempstead. I'm going down the list. Hauppauge, that's near you, Hauppauge, right?
The county. They're embedded in each town in the county, and they're doing their thing.
Right.
At the whim of this man in jail in California. This is technology at its worst. I mean, you could consider this to be their gang task force.
Let me just mention one thing. 25 years in prison, 25 years in prison, 25 years in prison, 25 years in prison, 25 years in prison. These are all in a row. Everyone, 25 years in prison.
Yeah,
so how do they let them out? Robbery, first degree, second degree.
Yeah, they organize in jail.
Christopher Marksberry. Gun Crime Reduction Unit.
Off the streets here in Suffolk, at least they're off the streets.
True. But in Connecticut, we don't have this task force.
No, they're roaming. They're just roaming the lands. But if you look, it says they had to collaborate with the Nassau County Police Department, Southampton Town Police Department, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, U.S. States Marshal Service, Federal Bureau of Prisons. So he had to get all these people on board with him. They're not doing that in Connecticut. But your politicians in Connecticut are so old. It's like the crypt keepers, using an abacus to do the budget over there. They're moving at a snail's pace.
Here we go. District Attorney Ann Donnelly. Well, our district attorneys, okay, are framing Catholics. I mean, give me a break. Letting out, and stealing their homes.
Yeah, they have that here. The Catholics all being targeted. Yeah. 50 small white Catholic women all being targeted. Yeah, they have to drive out any sense of morality in the community. Mm-hmm. That's the first layer to go. Mm-hmm. They're closing down Catholic schools here,
Yeah, we don't have sheriffs. Here, you got a sheriff of Toulon of Suffolk County. We have no sheriffs.
Yeah, you really lax over there in Connecticut. It's a free-for-all, but you're run by communists over there. Mm-hmm. You have more communists than we do.
Yeah.
So the communist regime that's destroying Connecticut.
Right. As bad as your Republicans are, they are at least doing something. Ours do nothing.
Right. Well, like I said, when you have politicians that stay in 30 and 40 years, they build their own regime. They have their own gangs, and they're all lining each other's pockets, so they don't want anything to change, and it won't change.
Yeah, let me read a paragraph. BHB member was shot and killed. Members of BHB from Nassau and Suffolk gathered, ordered members to travel to a rival gang shooter. 7 hours. Okay. Janelle Johnson
It's crazy.
fired 7 shots into the residence. Okay, here we go. We have no reveal of what they're doing here. Okay, Norwalk just had a
omission, right? The omission. There's nothing in the press. There's no one saying not a word about any of this in Connecticut, but you know what's going on.
Well, I don't think they're actually dragnetting anyone here. We just had our Delgado.
In Connecticut.
Officer Delgado was just picked up, and I mean, it's his 5th offense or something like that.
But you know that gang activity is occurring in Connecticut, but no one knows about it in the news.
Right. They won't print it.
All right, so, because everyone gets bribes. I mean, this is a lot of money. When it's drugs involved, like this one, this has pot involved, marijuana. We have the cop from Amityville who said, I bribed everybody. So they just bribe everybody, and everybody keeps their mouth shut. When it's like that, you know it's money involved.
10 of the defendants were arraigned before acting Supreme Court Justice the Honorable Anthony Senf, Jr. 10 of them.
Well, there it goes. It's going over there.
Now, here we go. We have our U.S. attorneys and our district attorneys defending the people committing the crimes, right?
In Connecticut.
Right. But here, it looks like they don't do that, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, but the sheriff in Suffolk said their criminal acts spanned attempted murder, narcotic sales, grand larceny, and possession of illegal weapons.
Wow.
So this is all kinds of stuff.
Armed robbery, July 7th, 2023. Okay, here we go. Lured a 15-year-old female victim into the vicinity of the resident. Okay, arrived.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Jeez.
So I wish that Connecticut would, stop covering up, and I wish that Connecticut would clear the gangs off the streets, because crimes are occurring. We know they are occurring. The news isn't reporting it. And then you got to ask yourself, why?
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
And the effort that it took for these people to locate this man in jail in California, that's astounding.
Oh, hold on. They're not monitoring his phone calls?
I don't know, but one of the defendants, Latique Johnson, known as LeBrim, the members said they adhere to a strict oath, commandments, rules, and hierarchy.
So what's happening is some of these dirty cops are taking money from these people to allow these things to happen. There's no way around it.
Oh, no, there is no way around it, absolutely. But in this article, there's no mention of dirty cops. This is just a straight street gang doing their thing. But it sounds like in Connecticut that must be happening, because we just overhauled our entire Suffolk County Police Department because it was really getting bad.
Yeah.
And so if you're not having that done in Connecticut, then the same old people are holding up the same old crimes.
Right.
And they're making their same old money.
Right. Let me read the headline again. 103 count indictment of 31 alleged Bloodhound Brim gang members and associations, long-term investigation. Well, that's February 15th, so it's 10 days old, like you said, but it's the death of a 44-year-old school teacher, Kimberly Midget, right? An indictment, 18 shootings, 3 armed robberies. We don't have this type of announcements going on in Connecticut.
Who's in charge of your whole, any kind of investigation or gang investigations? You need to find that person out. You need to discover who's not doing their job in Connecticut.
The problem with Connecticut is that they're using these informants that are gang members to plant drugs on innocent people.
Oh, there it is. Well, that was 2016 in Suffolk County when it was everyday occurrence that they were framing innocent people. We went through that here in Suffolk too. And an interesting thing that recently occurred in Suffolk is we had two women who owned the largest court reporting service in the county.
Right.
And one was attached to our ex-county executive.
Right.
However, what we're finding now is corporations are trying, and they are.
You know what? I haven't been able to get transcripts from court dates that I'm in. Okay, so here's one, 12/1. I need the record. There is none. Right. Well, hold on.
Here too.
Hey, I went to court on that day, and let me tell you what happened. It was ridiculous, and I can't get the transcript. And the judge is openly discussing that I can't get it.
Yeah, well, this is what happened in Suffolk, and that organization with the 200 court reporters was repressing release of certain people's transcripts in their cases, because that's another form of obstruction of justice.
Right. Our friend Heather can't get the transcripts because Judge Gennaro's blocking them, and it deals with a bribe from the Stanford Police Department.
Related to drug sales. It's all the same. It's a gang operation.
Right. Well, that's the deal.
The gang, the underlying gang.
That's the deal. The doctors are bribing the judges here.
Yep. We had that here in Suffolk too. You know, I mean, it's serious because what we found was in this one particular incident, these communications directors, and we had the recent AT&T communications breach.
Right.
The gang
we had
members have jobs.
Right.
They have jobs in the communication companies, in the power companies.
Well, here we go.
Exelon, a giant power company, Exelon. There's gangs running all through it.
Well, here we go.
They're embedded in it.
Here's a list in my hand. John Jones from Sprint, Tom Wheeler, who's a lobbyist, David Lewis at AT&T, Neil Kreba at Verizon, and Frank Abject at T-Mobile. All these people have to be in on it for these crime bosses to connect from inside the jail to these 31 members committing murders.
Right, it's called LinkedIn.
Right.
They'll have a LinkedIn account.
Right.
LinkedIn. And I would guarantee Jade Pleasance is on that list too. And she's rolling out fake student loan bills from St. John's Financial Aid Office on fake letterhead. And she's rolling out fake electric bills.
Well, here we go. Our electric company, just announced a 38% increase in the rates, And what's happening in your county is that you have a criminal enterprise mailing fake bills.
Yeah, they caught one that was at the old light along on the Power Authority.
Right.
It became PSCGLI.
Right.
This person was adding 10 cents to every bill. Just 10 cents. And then mailed out 100,000 of them.
Wow.
And they do this for years before they're caught. They do it for years.
Well, who would inquire about 10 cents, you know?
Right, who would? But it's one union at 20 Medford Avenue in Patchwork. It's the Public Utilities Union. So they're talking to each other.
Oh, this is a great video. God bless you and keep you safe, I'm telling you. But yes, this is critical to...
Utility Workers Union of America, Local 393, 20 Medford Avenue. And they're right next door to the Brookhaven Federation of Nurses. So now they're mining your medical record, and they have all of your utility records. That's your light bill, your cable bill, and your water bill.
Right. Well, let me tell you something, right?
It's really great. I mean, for them, not for us.
Here we go. Now, I was expecting that our 5G lawsuit had like $1.3 billion in damages. Yeah. Right? Now I think it's $4.5 billion.
Well, you have to include First Responders Network Authority in there.
Right.
Which was created, and the purpose is to establish, operate, and maintain an interoperable public safety.
Right. Using public assets to defraud the public.
You gotta be kidding me. We had the AT&T hack. Why was that? Why did that happen? Here's what happens when there's a breach. Another layer can reach in to the AT&T network, or there was a layer that withdrew from the AT&T network. They got caught.
Right.
So either way, they had to block.
So here we are. All we're doing, right, is accumulating defendants. We're up to like 70, okay? And we're accumulating 1,300 plaintiffs. Well, I hate to tell them, but there's 2 million more.
It's the entire country now. Everyone has to wake up to the fact of our communication system has been
right.
It's been breached.
Right.
And there's something we all experienced that,
Okay, so let's put that out, and we'll just call it the breach, and we'll see if Connecticut responds, because that New York is way ahead of Connecticut at cleaning it up.
New York is definitely looking at it.
But also,
it's just this one gang member story.
The magnitude of the New York problem dwarfs the Connecticut problem.
Oh yeah, because wow. We have PSEG in Long Island here, which put in by Andrew Cuomo in 2011.
Right.
He also created the Department of Financial Services, which took away oversight of
Correct.
the insurance and the banking industry.
Right.
There's no oversight.
Well, hold on. You have a different problem. We have no marshals. Yes. We have no counties.
You're living in a lawless state, John.
Why, thank you for having your third-party opinion.
Play it straight. Even if the cops want to play it straight, they can't. The entire system is jaded so that they have to, and they get crushed.
Well, that's the thing. You have an indictment of 103 people. We have an indictment of 0.
Right.
And we have different problems that have stemmed from us not having a 25th Amendment in the state of Connecticut. We can't put a judge. We can't put a judge in jail. So they have a license to steal. Is that clear?
You can't put a judge in jail for any reason? No reason.
No one will do it.
Wow. Well, I think usually they take them off the bar and then they give them community service.
Let's put it this way. So I had a judge do an order where he allowed us to update the 5G lawsuit on version 23 of the complaint, right? So I gave it to a marshal and paid him.
Marshal in Connecticut.
Yes, to service all these people. Plus, I have a fee waiver from the court. So not only do we have a fee waiver, I had to pay the guy on top of the fee waiver. And guess what? 2 months has gone by. The DA is claiming he's not served yet. Meanwhile, that's just one trip to the Capitol. Hi, Secretary of State. Hi, Attorney General. Hi, DA. All these guys are state employees. One trip to the Capitol in Connecticut, Hartford, would have served like 25 people.
Yeah, well, those are public servants. That's
right.
An entire gang unto itself.
You know what the marshal says? Johnny, the document's 179 pages. I got to charge you per person per page. I go, excuse me? Per page.
Yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous.
Guess what?
That's a little ridiculous.
Guess what?
What?
If you can't get a marshal to serve somebody, there's a problem.
Yeah, you're going to have to use a private process server.
It's okay. Now I got him too. Have a great day.
Bless
you and keep you safe. By the way, any Sunday, if you're in Connecticut, surf and turf.
All right, have a great day, John.
You're long overdue visiting me. Thanks. Ciao.